Beautiful souls. Thank you so much for being here with me. I just wanted to come on and do a quick little reading for the end of 2024 and for the beginning of 2025. I've just been sitting here writing my new card deck, and I didn't actually realize what the time was. And all of a sudden, it was like my higher self said, "You must do a reading for for myself, but also for everyone else as well." So here we go. I am going to choose a card from from the Secret Language of Darkness, my new deck, and this will be the card that just represents what it is that we need to really let go of, release, honor from this year. So let's give them a little bit of a shuffle. So I hope you're having a good time, and however you're celebrating tonight, I hope you have fun and enjoy, and take the time to honor what's gone on this year for you as well. And whatever has gone on, it's time to just go easy on yourself now and release whatever it is that you want to release from the year. And as we release, we reflect as well. And the reflection means that we find the lessons, find the wisdom that comes up from any difficult or challenging situations that have occurred, so that we can leave them on the path and create space for something wonderful to come in for next year, something that is more aligned with your authentic self, your soul self, your higher self, your dreams and desires. Okay, so it feels like I've shuffled them enough, so let's just fan them out, and we will choose a card. Oh, got one. Okay. Oh, stress. Okay. So this is the card. Stress, number 25. So freedom from fight, flight, and freeze. And now stress isn't necessarily a bad thing, because stress helps us to understand where we're out of balance, or where something is happening that it's time for us to just, maybe give it a rest, stop doing what it is that we are doing, which is why you are under stress. And of course, stress also comes up to get us out of danger, because sometimes we might need to run away or fight or whatever it is that we need to do in order to survive. So stress, it's maybe not. So I know I said this is about what it is that we need to let go of or honor, but maybe this is about learning to have a different narrative, different stories about stress, the way that you perceive stress, because we don't have to get rid of stress. We want to be able to know ourselves more, so that we can handle the stress, so that you can be centered. You can be like the eye of the storm. There can be stress going on all around you, but you can find a way to stay centered. And that's what this is about. And realizing that, we have much more control than we think we do. Now, of course, we can't control anything outside of us, but we can control the way that we respond or react to something. Something triggers you, you can just close your eyes and take a breath and say, okay, so where am I feeling this in me? And how can I soothe myself in this moment? How can I just take a breath and just realize that it is okay? That something, I'm being triggered because I'm holding on to a belief that is not mine, or it may be an imbalance in the way that we're thinking about something. And that's when it comes to changing the narrative or changing the story. Okay, so 25, which is 7, which of course is a very spiritual number, so it's time to understand stress a little more. So left unattended, tension can build until even minor upsets can be stressful. When your body can't distinguish between real or imagined danger, it reacts with a cocktail of hormones that create the fight, flight, or freeze, these stress responses. This helps your body to be focused, energetic, and alert. However, this reaction is meant to be reserved for quick fixes and short-term use. It is first aid for stress, not for ongoing application. Ideally, once the feeling of immediate danger has passed, your body will switch to a neutral state to recover, and healing can begin. It is easy to identify the stresses from the outside world than those of your inner world. Whether your stress is inwards or outwards, the result is the same. You can't change what happens around you, but you can choose how to respond. So care about how you feel and focus on calm. So that's our message for as we're leaving 2024. Know that it's also been a new moon in Capricorn. And so Capricorn is very much that earthy energy. So how can we stay grounded? No matter what's going on around us, how can we be present in the moment, and how can we stay grounded? Because the more you do that, the easier it is to connect to your heart, to your soul, to your angels, guides, light beings and loved ones, to your higher self, to your inner knowing. The more you're grounded in the moment, the more empowered you are, because it's where your empowerment is. Then you can make the choices and decisions that are aligned with your highest potential, your dreams and desires, and you'll have this knowing within you. But of course, if you get to that point and you think, I'm not quite sure what it is that I have to do, just take a breath, be centered in yourself, and the answers will come. Just because they're not happening right now doesn't mean they won't come. Okay, so I hope that message helped, and we can all find ways to work with our stress more. And always remember, you're not trying to push it away. We're trying to find ways to work with it, to understand it, to use it to our advantage. And that doesn't mean that you have to be stressed to get anything done in your life. It just means that when you are stressed, you know how it feels. So in that moment, you can take just a breath and do whatever it is that you need to do to bring yourself back to center, where clarity is, and you will know the next steps to take. Okay, so now I'm going to choose a card for 2005. I've just lost 20 years there. 2025. And we will see what it is that, we might want to be moving into. What is it that our higher selves are telling us that maybe we need to focus on? What is, how do we activate our dreams and desires? How do we connect to our higher self more? How do we connect to our inner self more? Lots of questions there for one card, but anyway, we'll see what comes up. Okay, so let's give them a shuffle, fan them out, and we got create space. Okay, so I really love the imagery on this card. It's a little bit of a reminder of the golden light within us. It's that beautiful energy of, you have your inner fires burning all the time. It's just that, sometimes we're too focused on the outside world to actually recognize the wisdom, the beauty and the love within us. Okay, so creating space. So we're already doing that by allowing stress to have a new narrative about stress, to find ways to come back into our center. Because the more you get rid of all of this stuff that's going around in your mind, now you've just created space to create new innovative ways to create your life and to bring your dreams and desires into being. So let me just grab the book and I will read out the message, and we will see if it can answer all those questions that I just asked. So 38, create space. Okay. So make room for your dreams. So that's what you're doing right now, and always to remember as you move into the next year that we want to be coming back to our center so we can create space for our dreams. Create a space for new desires by learning how to be happy now. We all want certain things in our life to change, and it is up to each of us to do something about it. If you apply action from a position of truly wanting change, you will create evidence of that desire as manifestations of change. Once you notice something you would like to change, take a breath and say thank you. Recognizing what you want to change brings you more clarity on what you would like it to change to. Your job is to create the space for your dreams and desires to fill. Do this, and you will begin to receive direction and wisdom. Create this space by coming into balance, meditating, focusing on the moment, or thinking of a person, animal, place, or situation that makes you smile. Feel the smile stretch through your whole body and just relax, knowing that all you desire is on its way. You have empowered your whole being because you don't need conditions to change to feel joyous in the present. You are bathing in unconditional love. Breathe it in and enjoy how good you feel. So there you go. Quite wonderful. So as we learn to understand stress more, we begin to create more space to manifest our dreams and desires. So now something else I just wanted to quickly show you how you can use the two decks together is the first card we chose was stress. So in the secret language of light, card number 25 is manifestation. So this is saying the more that you can deal with stress, the easier it is to manifest the life that you want to live. That's a very simplified way of putting it, but the two cards work together to help you understand that also the contrast of life helps us to become clearer with what we want to manifest as well. So you can use the two decks together if you have them, and there are spreads in the secret language of darkness which use the two decks together. And if we're going to look at the and actually just before I finish that up, so the darkness is the when we're talking about darkness and light as well, know that these are the contrasting aspects of life. The light of the universe is here, and that light splits into two when we come down onto the earth so that we can measure what goes on, so we can choose what we prefer and create new things on the earth. So often when we're talking about light, we're talking about the other side of contrast. But when we bring these together, that's when we create the light of the universe. So because the light of the universe, just like a yin yang, it has light and dark all in it, and it holds everything. And to me, that is the space of love, where where everything can be, can exist in this space that you create without judgment. And then when you're really connected to you, you'll begin to focus on what it is that you want, and we just leave the rest there because it might be something for someone else. Okay, so that's just a little reminder of that we need the stress in life, we need the contrast in life in order to manifest. And the more that we want to manifest in, sometimes we will bring more stress in. But just know it's part and parcel of the creation process. So, and again, it doesn't mean that you have to put yourself under stress. stress in a negative way. Stress is really just friction. It's something that comes along that says, okay, what do you really want in life? And start to think about it. And sometimes we don't know what it is that we do want until we've experienced what we don't want. Okay, so create space was what we're going into in 2025. And the card that in the secret language of darkness is dream work. So messages from the unconscious. So what this means is that to really create space, to really get to know ourselves, it's really using our imagination. What is it that you can, what is it that you really want to fill up your space? What is it that you want? What dream do you want to bring into being? And I know that this comes from the darkness deck, but of course our dreaming is messages from the unconscious. So messages from deep, darker aspects of ourself, being the yin, being the feminine, the divine feminine. So think of it as like a black velvety matrix deep within you, really connecting to that new moon in Capricorn that we're having today. The black moon, because it's the second new moon in a month. It's very much exposing this black velvety matrix deep within us, where we can start sowing the new seeds, and our dreams will then show them to you and because when we feel things in our dreams, when we have a dream, it feels more real, and it begins to activate that belief that, oh, actually maybe that can happen in our life. Because until you really believe something, you can't create it, because you cannot create beyond your beliefs. So even though the secret language of darkness, people may think it's a difficult deck or it's a shadow deck, of course our dreams, a lot of our dreams, we've pushed down deep into our shadow, and so it's allowing them to come up, and the creating space is allowing them to come up into your life. So I hope that helped, and I hope it gave you a little bit more of an explanation of how to use the two decks together, and that know that everything is of light and shadow, but that helps us to create something even greater. So always remember that it's like this beautiful infinity sign where we're embracing this side and we're embracing that side, and we create something truly magical and wonderful. And that is my wish for you as we move from this year into next year. So I hope you have a most wonderful celebration, and I look forward to all our co-creations in 2025. It is also my year next year. I was born in the year of the wooden snake, and we are moving into the year of the wooden snake, of course, when the Chinese New Year starts at the new moon next year. So thank you. Lots of love, and have an amazing time. See you later.